Hey, you wild women. Before we get started with my incredible husband, Dan Martell, I want to tell you there's a lot of things that we're going to double click on in this episode, but you can actually get access to these free guides if you go to reneewarren.com/playbooks. There's 2 guides I'm giving away for free. The weekly couples meeting guide. It's a reflection of how Dan and I do our weekly couples meeting, as well as the quarterly couples retreat. It's how we set up our couples retreat, when to go, where to go, what to pack, and you can go to reneewarren.com to check it out. Please welcome the incredible Renee's husband, Dan Martell.
Yeah, I am. Dan Martell, Renee's husband.
2 L's
met my wife, Renee
2
Warren.
R's in Warren. Well, thanks for coming back to the show. A little he said,
pumped.
she said, or what do you call it? She said, he listens?
No, it's she talks, Dan shuts up. That's what it's called.
This is our second time doing this, and it's such a cool format. People love
I know. I had people, men, that I did not even think they would listen to our pod tell me they listen with their wife, and it was really valuable. So, look, we're people of the peoples, so whatever they want to know, we're going to give them the answers. So.
And what are you drinking today?
Today I have, this is called a new tonic. It's not pee. It looks like pee if you're watching the podcast. But yeah, it's like electrolyte, brain, food, and a little bit of caffeine.
You love your caffeine.
I do.
Okay, so we have a theme for this episode. But what we did this time is we got a bunch of people to submit their questions of what they would love to hear from us. And there's some really cool stuff in here that actually had you and I both reflecting too. And managed to like double click on even parts in our marriage that I forgot about, like when the kids were both babies.
It's little tiny
They're
toddlers.
little tiny humans. Yeah, it's crazy. So there's one clear message that this episode is trying to convey, is that strong families build strong businesses.
Yep. Family units are strong. The businesses are even stronger.
Believe that.
Word.
And in all of this, really understanding, like, for me, there's a lot of lessons learned, which we'll talk about in this episode. And some ones are massive through lines through everything. When I realized when we're good, the kids are good,
Yeah.
and the businesses are good.
Yeah.
Love that. And then just how intentional we are with our connections. And we didn't invent this stuff. We just tweaked it to make it our own.
We just copy, paste, tweak, remix. If it works, we keep doing it. If it doesn't, we discard it.
Yeah.
I would recommend everybody listen and do the same thing. If it's helpful, try it on. If you don't like it, throw it away. It's all good.
Throw it away. Recycle it. Upcycle it. And that also in this connection and our parenting being good is it fuels the success for business and life. You think about like the most successful couples that we know that are also parents, what they do in their marriage and as parents reflects back on their business. And also think about the people you lead within your organization. They watch you with me, they watch you with the kids, and they're like, okay, solid dude. I want to learn from him. I want to work with him. So it's important to reflect those values in everyday life.
100%.
Okay, so today we're going to share some juicy secrets and how we navigate marriage and parenting and business.
Nothing is off limits.
Well, yes.
Well, you curated the questions. I will give 100% of my answers, but...
And we will be sure that at the end of this episode, you will have learned some of the things that we've done that we've seen the correlation between us working individually and in our marriage and how it has helped us excel in business and even as a leader to other leaders. I like to be your guinea pig sometimes. And that this also reflects in the busiest seasons, most importantly in the busiest seasons, not just when things are easy and smooth. Like we're embarking on a pretty diabolical adventure coming up. And I had to remind Dan right before this recording that I go, dude, you are spending 8 months straight with me and the kids, but with me. And you're like, yeah, let's go.
You said it like it was a bad thing.
Well, because maybe I'm worried about it.
I think you're worried about it.
All right. So a common question we often get. So these are followers and people's questions for us. is how do we stay connected in the chaos of kids and business? And we're going to answer this.
Yeah.
Not yet. But.
I know, but I just want everybody to know. I'll tell you what it's not. It's not date night. It's not love letters. It's not, it just should work. It's not, there's just so many misconceptions about marriage, especially when it comes to business, that people think it should just be easy and we shouldn't have to work on it. And to me, that's like, couldn't be further from the truth.
See, my biggest misconception is that you worked on it once and you're good.
There's a good one.
Or you work on it like once a year.
Not
or
that.
once a season.
Yeah.
Kind of like you can't go to the gym once and expect the six pack. And arguably, working on marriage and parenting is way more tough than trying to build a awesome body.
Yep.
It actually helps you build an awesome body, an awesome mind. Okay, question for you. Dan. What strategies do you use to work through disagreements? Or how do you reset together?
Yeah, what a crazy idea. We disagree on things. I know. People, we're normal. We have fights. One of my core beliefs is there's no correction without connection, which means before I can even attempt to fix something, I have to slow down and connect. And I will tell you how primitive and shitty I am at this. One time, Renee's mad at me. Don't remember what it is. 100% like my fault. I'll just throw that out there. Don't know what it is. Don't remember the context of the fight. She's in the bathroom. She's upset. I am so not good at understanding what's going on, but I know this much. I don't know if you remember this, but I went in the bathroom. I sat in my sink. I literally got up on the counter, put my feet in the sink, sat there with kind of my head down a little bit, and just pleading with you that like, I'm not good enough. Like, I don't understand how to have this conversation. I want to say sorry. I feel like that's not enough. Help me. Do you remember? I'm like sitting in the sink, pleading with you. You're getting ready. You're mad. And that, the lesson I took from that, and that was a while ago, that to me I keep coming back to, is kind of like this core premise, I think, that all the other person wants is to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. So this is what I do now. Whenever Renee's upset at me, which never, ever, ever happens every week, I always slow down. I always go, I start off by repeating back what you said to me. Yeah. I always do that.
That's like in your sell by chat, I think, right? It's like
well,
in a sales
it turns out it's just a good thing. Yeah. But, you know, in sales, yeah, we call that echoing. But this is just about like letting the person feel
like,
heard.
Did I hear you right?
Well, so this is what I do is that you say, I go, you know, what upset you? And I shut up and I listen and you tell me. And then I go, so what I'm hearing you say is, and I repeat it back to you. And then I go, did I get that right? And then you say yes. And I go, you know, I'm sorry. Here was my intention. But see, most people want to argue for their intention. They want to go straight into but you don't get it. Here's why that happened. No connection. So the first part is connection, and then there's correction. And that's probably been one of the biggest upgrades in the way I communicate with you. And it turns out it makes me pretty great in business because I've been doing it all the time. It's kind of crazy. I did it just this morning. I went for a scoot with Alexa on the team. Yeah. Asked her how things were going. She gave me some feedback, not for me, but just in general. I said, so what I hear you saying is this, and what you really want to desire is that. Did I get that right? She goes, yeah. I said, oh, that could sound tough. We
did this activity with our spiritual therapist last week when I was doing this work with Max, our oldest son. And it was so brilliant. We made a list of his words that he often, like our emotions he often feels on a daily basis. Angry, happy, sad, frustrated, blah, blah, blah. Then I made my list. And she's like, well, what is the opposite word, or what is the feeling you're really trying to achieve in this? And that's when you do the echoing. So when he's angry or he looks annoyed, I say, Max, I see that you're annoyed. Is that right? And then he's like, yeah, I'm annoyed, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, what you really want is a feeling of calm
Yeah, you always got to repeat what.
Yeah.
So what it sounds like you want is
Yes.
this.
Yeah, what I hear what you want. And I've tried it a couple times. I mean, when it's fresh out of a session, he's like, I know what you're trying to do, but you give it enough time, they forget, and it works. Because again, like you said, they just want to be seen, heard, appreciated. They don't want to be abandoned, all these things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do I get to ask the next one?
Yeah, I mean, please do.
Well, I think that's how it works. All right, you ask me one, I ask you one.
You go right ahead. Ask
All
me.
right, here's mine for you. How do you prioritize your marriage when kids freaking out, business, and urgency takes over?
Oh, this has been the tough one for me. For me, I mean, we even did it. I even taught this to you in our meeting right before this recording too, is these micro moments of connection. And I learned this, I don't know if it was Dr. Shafali who it was, but it's not like kids don't demand hours of your time every single day. They just want to have those little moments of connection. It could be a quick kiss, a quick hug. It could be like a 10-minute board game. And with you, it's that same thing. Like sometimes you're laying on the couch, I'll come and I'll just lay on you for 2 minutes. And that's enough for me, not enough for you.
Not enough for me at all.
Yeah, and I'm good.
I'm like, where are you going?
Yeah, like I'm good. Bye. Peace out. And it's just those tiny moments that mean so much to me and to you think about even the people that you lead in business. Like that with Alexa, how long were you guys gone for on a scooter?
Not long.
Right. But that was probably enough to change the trajectory of her week, knowing that, oh, she got to provide feedback. And
we were also blasting Stevie Nicks in the sun on the waterfront. So that added to the conversation, I think.
But you gave her the stage with no distractions. You gave her the opportunity to provide that feedback. And that works as a parent. Clearly you're using the same tactics as a leader. So, I mean, good on you. Okay, so going back to me answering the question. Yeah, the frequency over the grand gestures. As opposed to buying the 1970 Chevelle SS that I love so much. Although, I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah, you're not going to say no if this shows up.
I won't say no. But also, if it was that or spending time with you or daily micro moments with you.
Clearly, I know what you're going to take.
I want the car.
Yeah,
no, I'm just joking.
Sure. Vroom, vroom, Dan.
And vroom, vroom, motherfucker. For me, it's like when you look at the 5 love languages, when we first started dating, it was one thing and it's shifted. But acts of service, little things, just the little things. And for you, the baby steps.
I'm also the guy that wrote the book, Buy Back Your Time. So these acts of service are really tough for me. I'm learning.
But the cleaning up the coffee table was when you're done with your coffee mug, even just bringing that to the kitchen, was I know you're doing that for me.
100%.
Because our cleaning person and team shows up in an hour, and clearly they could do it.
Full-time staff to help us out, but I'll still do that for you.
But the fact you did it for me, I love it. So that's the thing. And it's the frequency. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Most people don't even want the grand gesture. And it's every day though, daily deposits, right? Compounds over time. Oh gosh, this one was a huge one. For me to get over the belief that kids come before marriage, that marriage comes before kids. I had to get over the belief that you're supposed to put your kids before everything else. I was like,
that's how you started.
Yeah, and there are days.
100%.
Even in the call that I had with the team before this, when they're like, so-and-so is going to fly Noah to meet up with Dan at this junction in our trip in Europe. At first I was like, oh, I just won't go. I'll just make sure. The reason why we hired this person was to do this travel. So sounds like your car out there.
That's 100% my car moving parking spots. Okay. That's 100%.
Vroom, vroom, motherfucker. Marriage sets the tone. I thought it was the parenting sets the tone. And we even learned that it is okay to argue in front of your children, not hitting and yelling and screaming, but as long as they see how we come back and resolve the issue, the mend right in front of them, then they'll understand, hey, it's okay to speak up for your truth, knowing that if you're mature enough, you can come to a solution together. And so for us to kiss and hug and say sorry in front of the kids is some of the best parenting tips
I
ever.
mean, anytime we've fought in front of them after we've kind of worked through it, I'm always letting them know, here's what I learned. Here's, I just share my truth behind it.
Yeah.
And they appreciate it.
And it's not that we love each other more than we love the kids. They know how much we love them, but us working together and being good, they understand the importance of that.
Well, my philosophy is mom and dad are good, the kids are good.
Yeah.
We're good, the kids are good, business is great.
There's so much research on this.
Yeah. This is just first principle logic.
So this leads into the modeling matters, how we model when we show up as a leader in our marriage, because the kids learn the respect, the resilience from what they see in their home, right? Because they don't know they don't know anything else. So whatever they learn at home it's at their core of how they're going to be in their
Monkey see,
relationship.
monkey do.
Yeah. And then the protective buffer.
Man, you have a lot of great answers.
I know. So a healthy marriage helps children cope better with stress, right? So it gives them stability. And even when they feel uncertain, we come in and we let them, as you say, feel their feels.
Feel the feels, fly the plane.
Feel the feels, but then we know when it's our time to tap in and be like, okay, sometimes it's just sitting there listening, letting them cry, you screaming with Max, you just let it all out.
Yeah.
But
Primal screaming.
But it's just knowing that there's barriers too, but it's always a safe place to land.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So question for you now, Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best parenting advice you've ever received?
Oh, the best. That one's tough because we've gone to a lot of incredible people, worked with some of the top people in the world, the people who have written the books, studied, etc. Okay, how about this? I'm going to give you two ideas that I think are just really important to consider. First is your kids won't love themselves the way you love them. Your kids will love themselves the way you love yourself. I know. That one is going to sting. And this is why I think, especially for the moms, putting yourself first is a winning strategy. Because how we show love to ourselves, our self-care, is what our kids are going to model. And we think by smothering them and spending time with them and telling them how much we love them, they're paying attention to how you love you. That's the first one.
What's an example of that, though?
An example is you going to the gym and coming back better, and them seeing mom's better when you go to the gym. And you know this because like the whole family is like, okay, mama's got to go to the gym.
I remember when I used to do CrossFit, you used to say, did you go to CrossFit at all this week?
Yeah, like we need you to go to CrossFit.
Yeah.
Okay, and the boys and I will protect and change and cancel stuff to make sure that happens.
Yeah.
But that's the self-care side. The other one is winners lose more than failures. And so I'll say it again. And this is a big one. Winners lose more than losers. And if you don't let your kids fail, they'll become a loser. And I think when our kids were 3, 4, 5 years old at daycare, and I would go pick them up at the end of the day, I would sit with them on that little bench, right? At Jess and Izza's Martinez, whatever place, and work with them to teach them how to put their little snow seat on and their little gloves and their toque. And every other parent, mom would show up and just and put it all on them. And I said, no, I need them to figure it out themselves. And guess what? They always did. It took an extra 7 minutes, 9 minutes. But I will tell you, I remember the first time we went to preschool.
No, it was kindergarten.
Yes. I mean, I didn't realize we were sitting in those little desks. So the teacher brings us into the class and tells us to take a desk.
So
I'm 6'3".
This is when the first time we were meeting
the teacher. Yeah. And I'm like, and it's me. I think I was the only man in the room, which was weird. And then I'm sitting at this desk and my knees are pushing the desk up. So I'm doing a wheelie in the desk. And she starts talking about, hey, parents, thanks for coming. Let me tell you some of my rules. And one of them she said is you need to let your kids pack their own backpack. Because if you don't, they're going to come to school and we're going to go and do something and they're not going to know how to pack their backpack. And then I'm going to, and I'm not doing it.
I think it was, I get it. The example was, I think, do up their own coat. Like how?
I remember the backpack.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
The
just put
point
your stuff.
being-
Yes, let your kids do it.
Yeah.
And I have never forgot that philosophy that winners fail more than losers. If we don't let our kids fail, they'll become losers. And you've seen me over and over create the boundaries. I always let your kids take risks in a safe way. Like, I don't throw them on the side of the street and say, figure out your way to get home. Within the context of this world we live in, how about we don't bubble wrap them?
Oh, I mean, we could totally go on a tangent.
That's my
helicopter
favorite
parenting.
philosophy around parenting.
Yeah, I know. I know this question's for you, but I wanted to add something to this. The best parenting advice I ever received. I remember we were in those, like, the depths of the newborn stage when it's like no sleep, all this stuff. And I was like, just want to get out of this stage, next to the next phase. And it was a father that said, every stage has its challenges. And this is like the newborn stage versus the teenage. And it's true. And the moment that I was able to conceptualize that, knowing that, hey, the next age bracket is going to produce something else, I have to be the person that can be okay with that change and be a better mom and leader to these little kids, as opposed to just hoping it's going to get easier, because it doesn't. And just knowing that every stage has its challenges was massive for me, and just being able to be okay with the poop sandwiches.
Yeah, and guess what? That applies to business.
Oh.
Because at each stage of growth, there's different challenges, new levels, new devils. And just understanding that next level that we all want to go for in our business, just like in our marriage, is going to require us to overcome that next level.
Yeah.
So my question for you, because I get this all the time. As a parent, how do you juggle the balance between wanting to be your kid's friend and setting boundaries?
Oh, I know. This is tough.
Renee?
I know. Daniel. Okay. Well, first of all, there's no balance. I think it's situational too. I don't think I ever wanted to be my kid's friend. I can't imagine what that would look like, because I'm not interested in the same things they're interested in. I'm interesting to them. Noah wants to play a board game. Let's do it because of the connection. They want to go mountain biking or walk the dog together, whatever it is. And for me, it was never about coming out to try to be a friend. I want them to know that I'm a guide, a leader. I'm a safe space. At the end of the day, whatever's going on in their life, they can come home and they can trust that I'll be there to listen, to hold space for them, to hug them, whatever it is. But my default isn't to try to be their bestie. And sometimes I try, and I try to say the slang words that they use, and it just embarrasses them.
Yeah, let's not do that.
So I don't. And how this shows up, the boundaries is like the consistency. Because as a parent, you can't flip-flop, and we're still learning this too. So the boundary is, I'm a safe space, and I'm mom first, and I'm a guide, I'm a leader, but I'm not a bestie. I'm not someone that like shares those like little boy secrets with. I'm just the mom. And you're just the dad. I'm not the cool mom, but sometimes I am. I think I'm a cool mom.
Very cool.
But I don't try to be. I just try to be the place where their buddies want to come over and hang out, and that I will feed them. And
well, I mean, you give them all the sugar they want, let them play on all their devices.
That's so not
Let them
true.
stay up as late as they want.
That is so not true. The cool mom would do that. We have the boundaries, and like we let things expand a little bit when they have friends over in terms of treats and screen time, but they're with their buddies. So my default isn't trying to be the cool mom. I'm not trying to win their love.
Yeah.
I am just trying to let them know that they're safe with us and they're safe in this home, and whatever that means. And each kid is different, even you.
Quite different.
Right? So like our love languages, like Noah, physical touch. He wants to cuddle. He just always has his hand on me, wants to sit on my lap still at 12 years old. And Max, what does Max love to do? Max loves gifts.
Yeah.
Max feels seen and heard when you give him something. It doesn't have to be grand. It could be like a little rock or something. Hey, I thought about you when I saw this on the ground. That is the most important thing as my role. So there's no balance between friendship and being a mother. It's your default mother first.
Yeah.
Did I forget anything? No. So Dan, What has changed in your parenting style now that the boys are a little bit older?
Well, I'm lucky that when we started having kids, I had mentors of mine that were in their 50s, 60s, 70s share some insights. And there's actually a kid named Logan LaPlante that did, remember? Yes, he did a TED Talk back in the day about being happy as a kid. And he had 20 things he talked about in that TED Talk. It went viral. Anyways, I happened to meet him at an event, him and his dad. And his dad gave me some of the best advice because my kids at the time were like 3 and 4. And he said, here's the way you think it, because he studied, just children and learning, and he read like dozens of books, and he kind of distilled it into this philosophy. He says, when they're little, that's when they learn. When they're teenagers, that's when they test. When they're adults, that's when they integrate. And he said the problem most parents run into is when the children are teenagers, 13, 14, 15, they naturally want to go outside the family unit to test the philosophies that they were taught and try new ones. And he said parents that push back, and think about it for me, dye my hair, played around with things I probably shouldn't play around with. Mm-hmm. You probably made some stellar decisions.
That's perfect.
I talked to your dad. He told me all of them, so don't lie. So that to me was like knowing it was coming. This is what Logan's dad told me. He said, the best we can do is curate the people around our kids that they turn to. So if you, and I don't even know if you know this, think of all the people I bring in around the children, Max and Noah. Who are the people I ask to take them if we're out of town and they need to go to a soccer game? Think about like
we do this together.
Yeah. But I'm just like, I'm very deliberate of people I know they admire, people I trust. Right?
Tell the story of our good friends of ours who have the filter for whether or not their children can sleep over at somebody else's house.
Good. Yeah, but I just want to you can tell that story. How about that?
I'll do it.
Yeah, because I just want everybody to understand when kids are little, they're paying attention, monkey see, monkey do. That's when we teach. When they're teenagers, they're going to go outside the family unit and they're going to go learn. And if you fight them, they don't come back. And that is the big mistake that parents, that's what Logan's dad taught me. Because of that, I'm allowing Max, you can start to see him, he's exploring, he's trying, he's pushing back, he's seeing, where is the rigidity in this? And I think just having that understanding allowed me to be incredibly intentional about my parenting. And that's what shifted in this phase. That's going to shift when they come back. And it makes me feel okay in the unknown. Because that's the truth is like, I don't want to push back, and I understand they got to go figure out who they want to be in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But guess what? That also allows me in business, because I've learned this in parenting, to apply it to how I let my team try new things, knowing they probably won't do it right the first time. That's okay, because that's their way of trying to figure out, like, how do I want to take that principle and integrate it into my leadership style? So it's made me a better business leader.
I mean, even just curating the founder's hike and just saying, like, the level of possibility with these people that went on the hike even this morning, and you could just see it in them. They're energized. There's something in being in that collective, the curated people. Because it's not that you're curating the people, you're curating the energy of the people that show up. And that's what you are really good at drawing out of people. Is like, hey, here's the possibility. Right. And you do that with the kids.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, so the story about our friends, I won't name their names, but I mean, you know this best because she shared it with you. But essentially, they will say yes or no if their kids can sleep over at a friend's house if they're like 90% like their parents or something like that. What was the story?
Don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Well, I just remember a child saying, we're not allowed having a sleepover unless our parents rate them out of 10 and they're over 9.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense because everything
I know, but then the kid's there and I'm like, oh yeah, are you allowed to have a sleepover at our house?
We'd get a 9 for sure.
Maybe not. I don't know I don't remember if we passed.
Which is such a great example for the standard you set for the kids, the people that you exposed your kids to, what you just talked about. Okay, now it's your turn to ask me a question, Dan.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Sacred timeline.
I think we've been doing really great.
That last one.
I know we could go
That's
off.
why I said I didn't bring it back up.
I'll just say, whenever we're talking about it, let's try to end it with how this relates.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay.
Values like resilience and independence. How do you divide roles? Oh, I'm glad this one.
No, dear.
I'm glad this one is falling on you. Okay. But here's a question. Everybody wanted to know. How do we divide roles when it comes to teaching independence and, good character to our children? Like, how do you think we divide roles?
Oh, I just remembered something that happened in Australia when we're at our buddy's house, Taki Moore, and they had their pool was right next to their roof line. And Taki goes, "Hey boys, why don't you climb up on the roof and jump off the roof into the pool?" And I'm like, "Hell no, absolutely not." And you're like, "Yeah, let's go, boys."
Yeah, just go through the bedroom window and crawl across the roof and just come over to this corner and jump 10 feet off the roof into the pool.
Teach them the safety and risk taking. I'm the opposite because I just want them to not get hurt. Oh my gosh, in so many ways. You're bold. You're the go big and go home. You're the go faster. You're the let's go downhill mountain biking. Let's take that jump while snowboarding. Like, show them what it means to be a little bit of a risk taker. And I believe that in a different level. But I show them the resilience and consistency. I show them responsibility of cleaning up after themselves, of doing their own laundry, making their own lunches from as soon as they could. Learn how to read, open, close, start, wash. There's the soap pods. Don't eat those. Put them in there. Cook on a gas stove. That you're like, how can we expand your confidence in yourself and the things you can do that seem risky? And I'm like, how can you learn how to take care of yourself? It's really kind of a beautiful, like, full spectrum way that we approach it. I think that even like asking for help is a strength, because sometimes kids will just default get super frustrated. They can't tie their shoelace. They don't know what button to press. And we teach them that they have to ask for help. That's what we do with our teams too. They butt up against a task. They don't know what to do. They get stuck in something. Hey, I've tried it 3 times. Don't know what to do. Ask for help. Right? What is it? The 1-3-1 rule?
Yeah.
What's the 1-3-1 rule, Dan?
Well, essentially, they should come to you with one clear problem, offer 3 recommendations that are viable with one recommendation that they would like to do.
Yeah.
And if you just ask people to come up that way, then you never have to tell them what to do, because they can self-solve their own problems. And 98% of the time they recommend something, you're like, sounds good.
Sounds pretty good.
Do that.
Or in the process of doing this, they solve their own problem.
Most of the time, once you ask them to do that,
Yeah.
they don't bring those things to you anymore.
So the rule at home, because Max tries things often before he can't, then he asks for help. Noah tries it once and is like, I'm done. So the rule with Noah is, have you tried it 3 times?
Yeah, because Noah is taught by his brother that he'll do whatever he can do.
Because Max will do it for him, but like opening up a Tupperware container. I can't do it. Have you tried 3 times? And it's not 3 same ways. It's 3 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. Is you're like, let's launch you guys. And I'm like, let's make sure you're good when you land.
Did you know, you mentioned Stephanie, our spiritual therapist. She was in town, and I asked her, what is she studying lately that she finds interesting? And she says to me, I've been studying the relationship of masculine and feminine. And I said, oh, interesting. How does that work? She goes, well, if you think about it, masculine teaches and supports separation and independence and going on the journey. And the feminine supports the, empathy and connection and support. And she goes, that's why we call it Mother Nature and the universe, Father, God. And I was like, oh,
that's cool.
Isn't that... When she said that, I was like, oh my gosh. So if you even just think about how you just answered that question as it pertains to the way you show up for the kids versus my default. And then and for me, it's like understanding that in our marriage And then I go back to my team and I literally see the way the women on our team, that feminine energy and how they're the heart. And isn't it cool?
So
Yeah, and then the masculine, they're there to like, support the bold decision.
vision.
So you've got, Jen on our team who's an incredible heart, but she has this massive desire to go, get to 20% body fat in 4 months, which is just wild.
Yeah.
And she sets this goal. And then all the men are like, yeah, we're rallying behind you, and they're giving her their macro plans and support and workout plans and going to the gym and like doing steps with her. And it's just like the coolest thing to see.
And then the women will be like, hey, Jen, is your blood sugar okay?
Oh, the women are like, how you feeling today?
Well, I remember.
Oh, you seem a little irritable because you're on a caloric deficit. How about you just stay home? We'll help you out.
Very common in this office.
I know.
In the
a lot
studio.
of people growing.
Well, you
and
made a
cutting.
comment about like just and coming back to this too, when I was having my event, the Pink Skirt Project, and in my house was myself, my mom, my sister, and her business partner, Julia.
Yeah.
And you sat down to eat at the counter, and there was the four of us making kids breakfasts and lunches and our own food. And
it was the most wild thing to watch.
Yeah.
As I'm eating, you guys didn't even talk. You just got up and just like worker bees started doing everything, prepping the coffee machine, loading the dishwasher, mopping the floor, wiping down the counter as I'm sitting there because I came home late, and I'm like eating and I'm watching. You didn't even talk. Like if it was my buddies, we'd be like, all right, we got to make a list. You got to be clear who owns what tasks they are. And we got to define the definition of done. And it was just really cool to feel the nurture.
Yeah, because we knew the North Star is everyone gets fed and the kitchen gets cleaned up. Very simple.
Yeah,
but it's
the
not
whole
like,
place got cleaned up.
Yeah, and you were sitting there just like, and then afterwards was when you said it, and like we're all like, oh, I guess that's what really happened, and that's the difference between like the nurture, nature, the masculine and feminine. So that is very much how we raise our kids, and it wasn't by design; it was just the default how we showed up.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we have. At home in our business, we have natural ways that we like to show up. And to the degree we can support the strengths and make sure the weaknesses aren't deficits, that's a great place to try to strive to.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to mindset and growth. What are some daily rituals that keep you grounded in our partnership and help us keep grounded as parents?
I think my approach to our marriage, I borrow 100% from business. The first concept, there's three, like super, like easy but powerful things. The first one is you and I continue to read and feed our minds. Like we never had a conversation about it, but you're reading, most times you read at night before you go to bed. A lot of times, I know you read in the morning too, but I don't read at night, you read at night.
Both times.
Yeah, I read in the morning. And like we're always sharing things we're learning, and new books come into the home. And so that to me is like a beautiful habit that I think allows us to like keep mindful and grow and just evolve. That obviously applies to business. I mean, frig, if we're doing that at home, we bring those knowledge and learnings into our team, and it's just awesome sauce. The other one is launching and landings. When I leave the home, that's a launch. I always go find you and give you a kiss and let you know I'm leaving. When I come home and I do a landing, I go out of my way to find you and make it seem like that is the best part of my day. Oh my gosh.
It's not?
It is. Every time I come home, I'm like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me all day long right now, seeing you. Thank you. Right? And so that's a big one. I think it's just, as it pertains to like, how does this translate over the business? Just acknowledging people, saying hi to people when you walk into a room. And then the last one is this one. This one makes me feel like a ninja. Like I'm so happy I discovered it. It's called meadow reports. That's what I call it. Meadow reports.
Meadow reports.
Yeah. Like a meadow, like, down by the river in the valley, the meadow. And where it comes from is a woman named Allison. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah. Where it comes from is a book called Understanding Women by Allison Armstrong. And she talks about, the feminine and the masculine. She says the feminine, back in the day, 300 years ago, the women stayed at the village and would go pick berries. And the way it worked is that after they went down and kind of investigated a new area of berries, they would come back and they would report the meadow, they went and walked around it, to the other women to let them know what berries were down there to pick and or poisonous ones to stay away from. How does this apply to my life and my work? Well, every night I lay down, and I sit there and I go, what do you got for me today? And Renee loves it. It's her favorite part of the day, other than getting into bed with fresh sheets. That is 100% her favorite part of the day. And she goes, oh. And then you proceed to tell me everything that happened throughout the day. It's kind of awesome. You go, well, this happened, and it's very detailed. It's actually quite fascinating to me how detailed, and I can see you thinking about all the different parts of your day. And then at the end of it, men, listen to this. I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to fix anything. I just have to sit there and listen.
Stay awake long enough.
Yeah, sometimes my eyes cross and she's like, oh my gosh, you're so tired. I'm like, yes, I am. She's like, it's okay. We don't need to do this. And I'm like, no, tell me. And then I fall asleep and you're like, Dan, you're sleeping. But I will tell you, every night doing that, knowing how much you like it, and it almost feels like when you're done sharing it with me, you are ready for bed. It's like
the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Right? When you let the steam out, the food is, you don't have to do anything more. You let the steam out, take the lid off, and it's done. And women, that's why women are so great at venting.
That's why the default is to share a lot. And if you hadn't had a chance to do it, and I think for me, it's cool because I get to get brought up to speed on everything that you did, and knowing that I don't have to fix anything, just listen.
So where do your Meadow reports show up in business?
Well, to me, it's the weekly meeting. Every week, I sit down with my team and I go over people, vision, and money. Because at my level, my teams are very big, and at the leaders I work with, I want a Meadow report around those three things. Yeah. And we have structure to it, but at the end of the day, I'm also asking them about their life and what's going on and what are you prioritizing, where do you feel stuck? If you had to scan 18 months in the future, what do you think's going on? But I love to let these open-ended questions occur and just sit back and listen, because you're also seeing what the person defaults to wanting to share with you, which tells you what they prioritize.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually sitting back and letting people in a business context share, they're choosing to pick those specific things. Yeah. It tells me a lot about kind of what they're focused on.
Okay, so I got to rethink my Meadow reports now.
Why, you want to put requests in there?
No, I got to better optimize them.
I don't mind them at all. You just keep doing them.
Well, it's funny because I like to do them right when I go to lay down in bed, but you're always in bed before me.
That's why I've been coming in the bathroom, but you even said,
I'm brushing my teeth, and Dan's like, okay, so what you got for me? I'm like, I don't give you the Meadow report while I'm brushing my teeth. I got to wait till I jump in bed. And
if I go to bed, I'm going to pass out.
Yeah, my nighttime routine's like 10 minutes. You're like, oh my God.
10 minutes means an hour.
Yeah. Shut up. Okay, your turn. Your turn.
Okay.
Number 2 in mindset and growth.
Things we had to overcome around success family. This one's fun. When you think of limiting beliefs, things that you used to believe to be true that turns out that were holding you back, when it comes to family, what do you think were some of those that impacted your potential growth?
Well, I didn't really know that much more than how I was raised, and I actually had a great childhood. So I just assumed, hey, why don't I just carbon copy that? Because if it was good for me, why can't it be good for us? But we're all so uniquely different creatures, especially you.
What does that mean?
Well, that's true. And it was really hard for me to do things differently than how I was raised. And because I have a great relationship with my parents, I was so worried that I would insult them or offend them that I was doing things differently. And then I was also worried about doing things that would be super judgy from other people, because the comments are just... And I remember this one guy saying, when he found out that we had sent the kids to daycare at such a young age, because, well, we had family who ran the daycare.
Yeah, we essentially had our family take care of our kids.
Yes. What's the point on having kids if you're not going to be raising them? And that hurt. That's like someone stabbing me. That hurt because I felt, I don't know, some random person on the internet It's okay. I'll give their name to Anita. We got this
Oh yeah,
covered.
needle stab them.
And I was like, what? Where would this come from? So obviously that person's triggered too. And that hurt. But that guy's calling you.
That's weird.
Yeah. The limiting belief was the fear of judgment from things like breastfeeding. Like, that's nobody's business. That was already tough enough on me. But was it long enough, too long, how I was doing it, where I was doing it? It's like you can't catch a break. And then the success is like, if I spear ahead in following my vision, it means that I'm not going to be available to my kids 24/7 because I'm also following my passion. And for me, as a woman raising 2 boys, I want them to see that women can do it too. It's not just a man's game to be succeeding in business. But that also came with a lot of fallout. It also came with me missing milestones, like missing kids' first steps and blah, 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 and eating, solid foods for the first time, which I'm okay with. But also being okay with missing those things came with such judgment. So it was like, I think it's harder to be a mother and a working woman and a mother and following her passion than it is for a man.
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember just even trying to get support into the home. There was a lot of fear that your mom was going to judge you for
100%.
not being able to take care of your home.
Yeah. And even us trying to hire, you being okay with a cleaning person coming in.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It was like once every 2 weeks, then it was once a week, and then it was once or twice a week, and then it's full time. And it was really hard for me to just let go of those responsibilities because, first of all, I didn't want someone to think we lived in a messy house. We hired the person to clean it. So I'd clean the house before the cleaning lady showed up.
Yeah, that was always fascinating to me.
Oh, man. And then I just slowly let go of those things, slowly let go to having to always make my bed or like put my stuff away and like things lay around a little bit more now. I don't know if you've noticed.
I have. It's beautiful. I think it's so nice.
Yeah.
So real.
Because it gives you permission.
Yeah, I'm like, I love that.
Yeah. So I think that, in order for you to be successful parents in business, especially a woman with drive, means that you're going to have to do things differently, which comes with judgment. But you know what? The most beautiful thing is the silver lining is how many women I've inspired, how many couples we've inspired to follow their passion. So when you're like the trailblazer, it comes with a lot of judgment.
Yeah, arrows in your back. If you're the one leading the front, people are going to take shots at you.
And you have to lose people along the way. And that was also the hard part.
Yeah.
Is being okay, no longer being friends with the people who initially gave you those first great lessons.
Yeah.
Because what you need to learn, they can no longer teach you. And that was really hard.
On that, my follow-up is, how do you think we support each other without creating resentment? Because obviously, I've asked for a lot of things from you. You've asked for a lot from me. It can feel a little one-sided. What are your kind of reframes or beliefs that have helped you kind of overcome some of those sticky situations?
Well, the biggest thing is the amount of work we individually have to do, because every trigger is a mirror being held up to you. Why are you triggered by this?
Everybody, write that one down. Every trigger is a mirror.
Yeah. Everything. Because there might be something that bugs you, but I'm like, why are you so upset by this thing? Like, even the meeting before this, I'm like, why are you so bothered by this one thing? It's not that big of a deal, because it is to you. Where resentment brews is in me not understanding why it's such a big deal for you and me saying, get over it. Or also where resentment can fester is where you're doing something that I would love to do, but I don't ask for it. Or I don't get help to also achieve it, or better yet, believe that I also deserve it.
Is that the big belief that you think you shifted in the last bit?
100%.
Because everybody's seen it. They all mention it to me.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like, you do a lot of incredible things, big trips, buy all these supercars. I don't even know half the time they just show up. I go, there's another one. And people say, Renee, like, you're so nice for letting him do these things. I go,
they say that?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't give him permission. Like, we have this relationship where it's like, you do what you want to do, but, protect the marriage.
Yeah.
That's it. I do what I want to do. And like, don't be silly, Renee. Don't be stupid. but follow your passion. And I know the husband that I want at the end of the day, the Dan that I want to come home to his landing, is the happy version. Because if we can get the best part of you and watching you soar and achieve your dreams, that's the best thing ever. Like, I don't want a grumpy old person coming home at the end of the day, hating what they do, resenting it because you were forced to do a certain job.
And I want to do the thing that I know lights me up, supports our future. And I'm pumped when I see you step into your power, confidence.
How beautiful of a gift is it to watch the person that you love so much soar? Like, no jealousy, just like,
No.
dude, I want to come with you sometimes, but not all the time.
No. People are like, oh my gosh, is Renee coming? I'm like, no, Renee's not going to be there.
The invitation's always there.
Always there.
The resentment, I think for most people, the way that I see it too, is it's the lack of communication and a lack of sharing your dreams.
Yeah, or one person has a clear vision, the other one doesn't, and that's where the resentment
No,
can start
and
to
that's the
come
thing is I actually think that everybody has a vision. They're too afraid to actually share it.
in. Let's go.
So really what it is we're trying to say in all of this is that your real legacy in life isn't choosing family or success, is that you can have both. And that by pursuing both, you're setting the example for yourself, for your marriage, for your children, for your team.
I love that.
Dan, what do you think?
If I had to wrap up everything we just talked about as it pertains to like family, marriage, and business, it's the idea that if you want something to grow, you have to invest in it.
Yeah.
And I started this by saying it's not about just a date night, just same old shit every time. It's not about it should just work because you said I do. It's about a conscious decision to say, hey, calendar, how much time, bank account, how many dollars am I actually deploying and investing in the thing that everybody's going to say is most important, the relationship with their partner. And I would challenge people listening to say, what percent of your income do you actually invest strategically, intentionally into your marriage? What percent of your calendar is dedicated to time with your partner? My gut, it's not there. And if we want things to elevate, they only do when we invest. If we water, nurture the soil, take care of the weeds, make sure there's not too big of a separation before we realize we got to fix something, I think that's where it builds a strong foundation for the marriage, and 100% applies that work, because all professional issues are just personal issues expressed at work.
And for me, it's like, it just comes back to communication. Is share your dreams for yourself, for your marriage, for your family. Like I always say, Dan, it would be a 10 out of 10 for our world tour. Like, I want to know what you want, because I'll share what I want, and we can work together for each other's dreams, because we're a team and we're a dream team. And no matter what, at the end of the day, it's you and I. And so this has to be perfect for parenting to be perfect, and for you to show up for your team, for me to show up for my team. Because if there's crap going on at home, it just always lingers. You always come back to it. So home has to be the safest, sure bet in your day.
Let's go.
Let's go. Full send.
The one thing that I would encourage you to actually take action on everything that I shared is learn to take care of yourself. Self-care is everything. Put your mask on first. Go to the spa, go to the gym, get a vacation with your friends. Like, you will be better for your family if you take care of you, and your kids will love themselves the way that you show love to yourself. And when it comes to business, if you come back energized and recharged from taking care of yourself, you will have more to give your team.
One piece of advice I want to leave you with is this. If you can do a 5-10 minute daily check-in with your significant other and just openly communicate your desires or celebrating successes, it will change the dynamic of your relationship completely. And how this relates to business is checking with people on your team on a daily basis, taking them for a scooter or for lunch or for coffee, and just getting to know them and their challenges, and building that deeper connection with your team.
He said, she said, or she talked, Dan listened.